Death is a natural occurrence, yet some people have died in the weirdest ways you could possibly imagine.
This Montreal photographer has done several trash the dress shoots, including one in the ocean. He says he was shocked by how heavy the dress got.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest causes of death.
She lived in a house directly across the street from the tank, and her house was destroyed by the wave.
For this list, we're looking at strange or unforgettable ways that human beings are said to have met their ends. But please note that while we try to stick to the facts and be as accurate as possible, some incidents or details may be based on hearsay or alleged reports.
So many dumb ways to die.
Number 10. Death by Viagra.
I took some pills.
Come on, help me out here. Were they happy pills, sad pills, sleepy pills, wake-up pills, sane pills, pain pills, brain pills, Spain pills?
Man pills?
We get it. Most people love sex.
I like you. I like sex. It's nice.
Unfortunately, 28-year-old Russian Sergei Tuganov loved it just a little too much. Sergei agreed to a $4,300 bet with two women that he could have sexual intercourse with them for 12 consecutive hours.
Almost 50% of ED drugs are taken by recreational users.
Accepting the challenge, Sergei consumed an entire bottle's worth of the male drug Viagra to boost his endurance. Sergei won the bet, then overdosed on Viagra shortly thereafter by suffering a heart attack. Just remember, don't ever make a bet that involves sex. It's probably not worth it. Number 9. Drowning in beer.
You know, they brew 10,000 bottles of beer a day. I drink 45 off the assembly line, and I'm the asshole.
Many people drown their sorrows in beer.
Here's to another lousy millennium.
But how many have actually drowned in the beverage? In 1814 London, the Muir & Company brewery had a slight problem. One of their more sizable vats of beer ruptured, causing a domino effect that resulted in all of their vats flooding beer into the streets. Known as the London Beer Flood, the beer caused an estimated 8 casualties, including 2 innocent bystanders and several wake attendees nearby. Number 8. Nuptial photo shoot. A major part of wedding bliss is the photo shoot in your wedding dress. Canadian Maria Pantazopoulos wanted more photos of herself in her dress in the trash the dress tradition, which is a common request for the recently wed. She found the perfect spot for the shoot, but unfortunately during the photo session, Maria's dress soaked up too much water, and she was unable to climb out of the river. After failing to be lifted out by the photographer and his assistant, Maria was swept under the surface.
Her dress just got too heavy, so I tried to save her. I jumped in, I tried. I was screaming, yelling. Somebody else came, we tried our best to save her, but we couldn't save her.
She was later found after having drowned about 2 hours later. Number 7. Death by video game. Video games have taken over the lives of many individuals and have even become an addiction for some.
That game basically destroyed my life. I flunked out of school, my girlfriend left me. I didn't stop playing until my mom threw me out of the house.
This has been proven time and again, most notably with South Korean gamer Lee Sung-sup in 2005. The man collapsed after playing the popular strategy game StarCraft for nearly 50 straight hours at an internet cafe, all while consuming very little sustenance and sleep. Following cardiac arrest, he was transported to the hospital and died there. Number 6. Death by junk pile.
And there were the Collier brothers.
The Collier brothers?
Oh, yeah. A couple of nutsos shared an apartment in New York their whole lives. They even built a maze out of newspapers in there that only they knew how to get through.
Brothers Langley and Homer Collier inherited their family brownstone in Harlem after the deaths of their parents and quickly became hermits, hoarding a substantial amount of stuff. Fast forward to 1947, when Langley is taking care of Homer, who'd started going blind a few years earlier.
Well, do you want to be able to see again and read all those newspapers by yourself? Or?
Yes, of course I do.
The apartment, now overflowing with trash and miscellaneous items, also contains a variety of booby traps that were designed to protect the pair from intruders. Langley is caught in one of the traps and dies, while Homer dies from starvation and heart disease shortly thereafter. Because of all the debris, garbage, and more in the home, Homer's body was found approximately 10 hours after his death, following an anonymous tip, while Langley's body was found about 2 weeks after.
Langley!
Number 5. Decapitated snakebite.
Snake? Surprise.
What's the surprise?
When most chefs are cooking, they don't have to worry about the animals they're using as food to bite back. This was not the case for Southern China chef Peng Fun, who was preparing a dish with the rare delicacy that is the Indo-Chinese spitting cobra. After he had decapitated the snake and was getting ready to throw it out, the head was still able to bite him and infect him with its quick-acting venom. It's been said that reptiles are able to manipulate their body parts for up to an hour after being separated from them. Peng died before he could receive anti-venom at the hospital. Number 4. Drowning in sewage.
What is that thing? An excremental. The Golgothan.
A what?
A shit demon!
When you're mayor of a small town, you often have to do things you really don't want to. In this case, Betterton, Maryland Mayor Monica Meyer was visiting the municipal water treatment plant to inspect the town's septic tanks.
That is one big pile of shit.
While inspecting from the catwalk above, Meyer slipped and fell into the tank below, struggling to climb out of more than 15 feet of human waste. Meyer drowned, as it was too difficult to climb out of the putty-like substance. Of note, she got the mayor's job after the previous one had died in a car crash. Number 3. Doggy-Style. As mentioned earlier, many people would like to die satisfying their sexual fantasies. In this case, an unnamed Irish mother of 3 wanted to participate in her longtime bestiality fantasy.
Do you like dogs?
Dags.
What?
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs. Do you like dogs?
Oh, dogs. Sure. I like dags.
After arranging with an unknown contact she met over the internet, the woman engaged in sexual acts with said contact's German Shepherd, but ended up being killed in the process. While her official cause of death is unknown, it's speculated that it was due to anaphylactic shock after she was exposed to the dog's semen.
That's gross.
Number 2. Bumblebee tuna.
The state has filed charges against Bumblebee tuna after a worker became trapped in an oven and was killed.
If you can't die living out a sexual fantasy, you can always accidentally pass at work.
Bumblebee. You can tell it's the freshest tasting tuna. And you know something? Kids can tell too.
This is exactly what happened at the Bumblebee Foods plant in California in 2012. Maintenance employee Jose Molina was completing his duties and running a maintenance check inside one of the factory's industrial cookers. Unknown to Molina, a miscommunication error meant another employee turned the cooker on with Molina and 12,000 pounds of tuna inside. Molina's cooked body was found when the oven was opened 2 hours later.
If convicted, the 2 plant supervisors could spend up to 3 years in prison, and Bumblebee Foods could face a $1.5 million fine.
Before we weird ourselves out with our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
It's time to stop all this gardening.
Number 1. Death by molasses. Water isn't the only type of flood that can cause mass devastation. Similar to the London beer flood, the Boston molasses disaster, or the Great Molasses Flood, was caused by a tank rupturing and flooding the streets.
90 feet in diameter, 242 feet in circumference, and it's able to hold 2.3 million gallons of molasses.
Except this time, the flood was an estimated 25-foot-tall wall of molasses rushing at 35 miles per hour that not only washed people away, but also took many lives. The total death count is estimated at around 21 people, with 150 injured, with several animals dying as well, either from the flood or from debris that had flown over 200 feet away. Our suggestion? Stay away from anything that can flood. Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the weirdest cause of death? For more intriguing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.